In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the recycle bin in Windows 7. If you've used Windows before, you should be familiar with the concept of the recycle bin, and it works pretty much the same in Windows 7 as it did in previous versions of Windows. So, here's the recycle bin. By default, it is the only icon on your Windows 7 desktop. My recycle bin here, if you look closely at the icon, looks like it has some crumpled paper in it. That means there are files or folders inside the recycle bin. So, to open the recycle bin, we simply double click on it. OK, so the recycle bin opens just like any other folder on your PC. Only this time the menu here has changed to reflect some special tasks we can do with the recycle bin. We can empty the recycle bin, which means all the items are deleted for good, or we can restore all the items, which puts them back in their original folders. Now, keep in mind when I say deleted for good, I'm not considering the possibility of recovering those files with some kind of undelete utility or data forensics toolkit. Emptying the recycle bin does not protect you from this. Anyway, if we click on a single item, just once, like this, we can now see down here the original file path or address, which in this case is C users mat desktop, which equates to my desktop, and this is the place the item will be placed in if I hit restore this item. And there it is, it's gone out of the recycle bin and appeared back on my desktop. Let's look at an example of sending a file to the recycle bin. Again, this is really easy. I'm just going to open up my Documents folder and click once on this file, example.txt. Now, I can press the delete key on my keyboard, or I can go to Organize, Delete, or I can use the context menu by right-clicking and choosing Delete. They all have the same result. Windows will first ask us to confirm. If we click Yes, the file's removed from here and sent to the recycle bin. We can click on it and see where it came from. And as before, we can restore it if we like. Now, most kinds of files and folders are sent to the recycle bin when you click on Delete, but some are not. What kind of files are not sent to the recycle bin? Well, for example here on my computer, we've got a mapped network drive. If I double click and open this up, there's a file called example2 here. Let's delete that now. I'm going to press the delete key on my keyboard this time. Notice the message now says, are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? Why is this? Well, this is because this particular network drive doesn't have a recycle bin. Each drive has its own recycle bin folder. The recycle bin you see on your desktop is a little similar to the library folders in that it shows the combined view of all the recycle bins on all the drives on your computers. If a network drive or network folder hasn't had a recycle bin configured for it, then the files won't be sent to a recycle bin, they'll just be deleted. So make sure you pay attention to this message and be extra careful. What other types of files do not get sent to the recycle bin? Well, very big files won't fit in the recycle bin, so they are not sent. Let's look at a backup file that I've got here. As you can see, this is a very big file, around the 16 GB mark. What happens if we try and delete it? Well, first of all, Windows says, are you sure you want to move this file to the recycle bin? So, if we click Yes, we then get this message saying, this file is too large for the recycle bin, do you want to permanently delete this file? So obviously, if we proceed and click Yes, the file will be permanently deleted. There it is, it's gone, and there's no trace of it in the recycle bin. Okay, so with a couple of exceptions, all folders and files that you delete are sent to the recycle bin. As you saw before, we can empty the recycle bin from inside the recycle bin folder by clicking here. Let's do that now. We're asked once again just to confirm that we don't want the items. Click yes, and they're gone. Notice how the icon changes to an empty bin, so that you can see at a glance that there aren't any files or folders inside it. Finally, I'm just going to right-click on the recycle bin and choose Properties. Now, this shows us some basic settings we can tweak to do with the recycle bin. Under Recycle Bin Location, we can see the recycle bin folders on each drive. Remember I told you that actually each drive has a separate folder for the recycle bin. And when you open the recycle bin from your desktop, you're actually getting a view of several recycle bin folders that might be spread around different places on your computer. Now, there is only one drive in this computer, so only one recycle bin here. Down here, we can specify a maximum size. Now, remember this size is in megabytes, and the size you see up here for the free space on a drive is in gigabytes. Now, there's 1024 megabytes to a gigabyte, so the maximum size for this recycle bin is around the 8 gig mark. Now, you can increase that size if you really want to, although for most users the default size is fine. Below that, we can select this option, Don't move files to the recycle bin, remove files immediately when deleted. Now, this is certainly a bad idea if you're a beginner, and I can't really think of a good reason why anyone would want to do this, so we'll leave this option alone. Obviously, if you did select this option, you would still get a warning when you tried to delete a file, but it wouldn't be sent to the recycle bin, it would be immediately removed. Finally, there's a tick or check mark in this box, Display Delete Confirmation dialog. If you deselect this, then Windows won't ask you, are you sure you want to remove this file, when you click on delete. Again, definitely not a good idea for beginners to uncheck this box, and probably not a good idea for most users to deselect it either. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Right, let's click on OK and go back to the desktop. And that concludes this tutorial on the Windows 7 recycle bin.